I told you. What I window pull it.
We're one of the 50%. I thought that, or I think that a lot of credit has to go to Shepard and to Melanie Ford. I think they played with a tenacity that is what you have to do at tournament time. And I think that we were on our heels virtually from the opening tip, and they were aggressive and on their toes. And we were always off balance the entire game, even when we made a couple of runs and made it look like we might make a run at the end. When we cut it to 11 and it was down around 11-10, we just never seemed to make the play that was going to make the difference. And you know, sometimes coaches will talk about how poorly their team played and not give enough credit to the other team. And I think we played poorly, and a great deal of it had to do with Shepard.
I'll go ahead and open it up for questions for anyone.
Caitlin, tough first half. Talk about it, please.
You know, I don't think I came out and played my best by any means, and I mean, that happens. I am disappointed in myself because I know that my teammates do look to me to do things, and when I wasn't performing, I feel like it did hurt us. But you know, I feel like we kind of came back at the end of the first quarter, and we did make a little run, but we didn't come out in the second half and spark it. So.
Number 5 seems to do a pretty good job defensively on the first half.
Yeah, she's a very good defender. I think she's guarded me since I was a freshman, so I knew what I was, you know, going to get. But she did a very good job, and she's a good player.
Steve, it seemed like they did a lot with their post play, and that kind of led to foul trouble. Could you address that a little bit? I mean, they were running people in on that, you know, through the post the whole game.
Well, I think we were out of the game way before we got in foul trouble. So I don't know that foul trouble had much of anything to do with this game. I will agree with you that you know, they're having 4 different post players that could go inside. Presented its difficulties for us. You know, we played them earlier in the year, and we were able to overcome that, and we were not able to overcome that today. So, you know, I don't think it's a comment on our post players as much as I thought their kids did a good job. You know, it did hurt us when Emily went down, because that shortened our numbers again in the post. And now maybe when you combine that with foul trouble. You know, sometimes it's interesting. I mean, as a coach, you think a game went one way, and then you go back and watch the film, and you get a much better feel for the trend of the game. So, and sometimes the timing of the game. So, I'll go back and look at this. I won't look at it tonight or tomorrow. It'll be about 2 months before I'll look at it, and then I'll be able to answer that question probably, honestly, a little bit better. But they have good post players, and they do a very good job. And you know, sometimes we thought they were in there about 42 seconds in the post, but you know, it's funny. You know, sometimes you go through a whole season and there's like 1 3 seconds call, and then you go in one game, and one game this year we had 5, and then you go a night like tonight where the other team is posting up all night right in the middle of the lane, and there's 0. So, but that's not a comment on the officials. That's the way it is.
You surprised they shot as many threes as they did, considering the depth they hit in the post?
Well, I think the way we were trying to defend in the post forced them to shoot threes, and they made them. Had they not made those threes like that, and you know, sometimes when you're trying to set up some sort of a defensive scheme, you know, obviously you look at numbers, and they had some kids hit some shots today that surprised us. Let's put it that way. Tournament time is all about making plays.
Emily, Dean?
Yeah.
Don't know any more, Rob?
Not for publication.
You guys know no seniors, you two. You're gonna be a senior next year, you'll be a sophomore. You know he's gonna go out and add some different pieces to this team. Thoughts on what you guys learned this year playing together, 2 freshman starters, and what you can look forward to next year coming back?
I feel like we only want to get better. You know, like you said, there's no seniors. I know that the majority of us are going to work very hard in the off season. You know, get stronger, faster. You know, improve on our shots, and you know, we want to get more chemistry on the team and only build from it. So I think that you know, only positive things can come from having no seniors on this year's team.
Yeah, I feel like personally I learned a lot this year, and it was a great experience, and I know I could say the same for Emily but yeah, we just got to work hard in the off season, keep our heads up, and come out strong next season, and hopefully show how we can play.
You know, we were 10-7 at one point in the season. Then we went on a 7, I guess you could call it 7/8 game winning streak. You all can determine why I said slash. And you know, I talked to the team when we were 10-7 at a practice, and I talked to them about crossroads in life and crossroads in a season in basketball. And we were at one, and I told them I was positive we were on the verge of going on a winning streak, and then we did. And they made that happen. And that happens to many teams in America, and I'm very, very proud of the way that we attacked this season. The last 5-6 weeks of the season, we got a lot better. A lot better. And I think the thing that I'm most disappointed in is that we did not represent our team and the way we've played this year today. And that's disappointing. And again, a great deal of it had to do with Shepherd, so I'm not trying to take away from them. We did not represent our season with our efforts today, and you know, again, that's a disappointing thing.
Anything else?
I'd like to just congratulate my team for playing an excellent team basketball game. I think they came out with such pride and confidence in their game that lasted for 40 minutes, and I'm very proud of them right now. I give it to Fairmont. They never quit. You know, that's one thing that you're always just waiting for them to get another steal and, you know, start trapping you on the presses kind of like they did, because, you know, they don't die off. I thought they brought a good game today.
Coach, how big was the rebounding? You guys out-rebounded about 20 and did a great job on the boards, and that was a big difference in the game.
Absolutely. All season, I mean, that's been our focus, is that we can control our possessions through rebounds. And tonight we did just that. I mean, our defense, you put an exclamation point on the defensive end when you get a rebound. And I thought our girls did an excellent job of being physical inside, you know, grabbing it with 2 hands and then turning it into an offensive score.
Katie, you know that great game, first of all.
Thank you.
They were really trying to defend the post against you guys, and almost dared you to shoot the threes. And boy, you guys, that's much from the three. You shoot 68% from the field in the second half. I didn't know if you could shoot better than in the first half, the way you started out, but the second half, phenomenal. From 3-point range, great game for you. You guys just knocked down shots every time they gave them to you. Tell me about that.
We have, as a team, been focusing on getting inside a lot, because from the inside, our post players are either going to score, and if they get doubled like they did tonight, they're going to kick out, and that's what opened it up for us tonight.
Does it feel good? I mean, when you're shooting a zone like that, it's got to feel like that basket's like 5 feet wide.
Yeah, and it's always nerve-wracking coming to the Civic Center because it's a new court. We didn't have a shoot around, so just to get the feel of it, felt good tonight.
I give it to Katie. She had a great game this past Monday too with her shots. She just broke one of our 3-point records. And, you know, today to come back in with that same confidence, you know, that marks a true shooter, being able to do that day in and day out. And she's done exactly what we just talked about, what she just talked about, which is, you know, keep the eyes outside, get the ball, try to move the ball inside the lane, because that is what opens up her best shots, which she took tonight.
Emily, every time they made a run at you or tried to make a run at you, you guys had the answer. You know, they'd whittle away and get it back to 11, 10. You get a stop, make a three, get a conversion, 3-point play. It just seemed like, destined tonight, everything was going right for you guys, staving off those rallies.
Well, we did a good job tonight when they did come back at us. We did a good job at not getting flustered or losing our confidence. We kept our confidence the whole game, and when they, came at us, we went right back at them with another run, and so that kept our confidence up the whole game as well.
Coach, how big was the defense on Snyder? You kind of controlled her. She had hers late, but most of them came late. You did a nice job on her.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's one of those kids that just makes you nervous for 40 minutes because she can stop and pop outside those on the on-ball screens. She can shoot them deep. She can trick you by thinking she's going to shoot and then go all the way to the basket. And I give a lot of credit to all the different guards that played her tonight, because you have to use multiple people on her so that we don't wear down defensively. And I think the weak side defense of our team actually needs a little bit more of a tap on the back, because of them rotating. It made her, have to think twice. Do I shoot it? Do I kick it out? And where is that open player?
You talked about the depth of the guard, just the depth of the team. How much difference did that make? I mean, you had more players than they had.
Absolutely. I think it's made a difference all year. We've just been growing and growing as a team in regards to that depth. Our second team, if you will, those that kind of come in and relieve a little bit of the starters early in the first half, they've done an excellent job of being confident and just taking over where those starters started. And I think throughout season, it's kind of what helped us keep on a roll that we had, because we have the legs under us. We're able to go a little bit harder, a little bit longer.
And you talked about the basket looking large, making threes. You're second last in the league in free throw shooting.
And
today,
probably three-pointers as well, I'm pretty sure.
Today you start 14 for 14 at the line, finally miss one. But have you been shooting more free throws or what?
We have been. I wouldn't say, a lot. We don't spend a lot of time on it because I think there's so much more to the game than just free throws. But we have been doing a little bit of a pressure shooting drills during practice that I think has helped us. It's helped the mentality of our free throw shooting. But today, I believe it was just more about the heart, getting down to, they know how to shoot free throws, they know how to make free throws, but today it was just them believing that they had to make them.
Coach, talk about the next matchup, whether it be Wesleyan or West Libby. You lost to Wesleyan twice, beat West Libby. Let's talk about both those teams.
Well, they're two great teams that I think you're going to have to bring everything that we brought today again on Friday. Both teams are slightly different. I mean, Wesleyan's more of an inside game with their guards as well as their post players, where West Liberty's more of an outside team. Fortunately, I feel that our girls, the veterancy of our team is aware of both teams and aware of kind of what we have to do to stop them. And, tonight we're going to watch them. We'll see which one is on fire and what they're doing and try to, stop them on Friday. But I give them credit. They're both really solid teams. I mean, even West Liberty, even though they're coming in as the underdog per se for that game, they're a tough ball team, and it can go either way.
If it happens to be Wesleyan, how difficult is that matchup? They got the inside-outside presence with Kaufman and Breidenball. How difficult are those two?
It's difficult because they're extremely confident players. I don't think it's difficult in regards to the matchup. We have the players that can match up to them. We have the team that can match up to them. But we have to play with that confidence. There were a couple times during the season when we played Wesleyan where we stopped being confident in that. We're excited to play both of them. Having the chance to do it in this kind of arena is great.
They say a coach is never satisfied. You win by 25, so do you talk about the 22 turnovers at all?
Well, we have had a situation throughout the year where we do turn the ball over quite a bit. The one thing, though, I'm very proud of with this team, even though we may mention the 22 turnovers, I can't ignore the 24 assists. And that's unbelievable for our team, at least, I think. It shows the confidence that they have in each other. It shows the awareness that they have of each other. We tend to not talk about it so it doesn't become too big of an issue.